Let me fire in the only time. Hey, you want the choppiness to start, You want speed, You want speed. You looking for speed on the color rhythm, You speed at once. Look at you with your crew. The baby girl, you want to rock it and rock it. Take your time, I want you rock it, baby girl. I said, oh Lord, rock it and rock it, baby girl. I want you rock it, baby girl. I want you, baby girl. I want you.
All right, so we're talking salty, right?
Yes, and why I say that it's structured is because it obeys the law of the music now without being consistent with the law of the music now. You understand what I'm saying? That like the soca parang I used to do. People assume that I just wake up in the morning and sing it and it come together. You understand? It's not so it do. It does. What does do? Is it called it? Counter. It'll be counterclockwise when you're going, and that's why it come back in time, because it only had two directions. So that essentially, I understand what you're doing. Consciously doing that. Me I wake up one morning and start to sing soca parang. How I sing it?
I find it so
original
free.
Because you're taking
Not original.
You're taking yourself serious. That's what.
It's freeing, very liberating, his art.
Exactly.
Because it's honest.
Because you also find.
I ain't had to be poetic. I just
you also find
freely,
that a bag of people taking themselves with the shopping serious, and that'll be your first opinion is, but they going with the serious. The first question is ask yourself when you see a man do that. Like
but
that.
it's so direct. When I say connected to, like, as a musician, then like I'll process it like that. Because it's so honest and it's just genuine. It comes direct from the space. Like, it's similar to how the drums work or affect humans, or any sort of rhythm affects humans. I may not be poetic, I may not be able to sing, but I can relate still to this voice saying wherever, and just because it's natural to me, and it makes movement to it just even easier.
The question in his mind is, them serious?
I mean, he make any money off it. He make any money off it. But I think they need to stop fighting salty.
Well, I don't think they could stop. The resistance to change is the problem. The problem is that they feel they was doing such great, almost genius level thing, that a man can't take it and do that.
Well, it's interesting to think, when I say people fighting, who's the ones who mainly fighting is urban, actually. And the only reason why it gets default is because, the logic, wherever a woman is, man does follow, right? So women obviously respond or welcome Salty and his music, and they get the right body, the right reactions with the women's body, so fellas will go along with it, kind of thing. But when you listen to people in the urban music, whatever, even that phrase urban radio, urban music,
I don't know what I mean,
and nobody knows what it means. They don't even know what it means, regardless, right? When they hear them talk and have opinions on it, and like, oh, they can't fight him, man. No, he doing the same thing that drums do. He doing the same thing that rhythm do. He just doing it with his voice. Why are you fighting it? Why? Why?
Because them do it.
And then you can't fight it. So then it's also the argument of mumble rap, because there's rappers like hip hop now. People rapping and you're going in depth and you rap on history and whatever. But then they have something called mumble rap now, where you literally cannot understand what they're saying. They're just mumbling as they go along, right? And people want to be...
And your first question is, them serious?
Right. But when jazz artists scat, we understand that. That's cool. That's, some sort of...
Then we do it here. It then come from here.
I'm just saying, we receive it in other genres. We receive it in jazz. You receive scat in jazz. Why are you not receiving mumble rap in hip hop? Why are you not receiving it in soca, in the case of what Salty doing?
The people who invent the thing is the people who deciding if the new thing.
But these people didn't realize that.
It's the same thing.
No, they didn't realize the music industry is dying. People do anything regardless. Here, this other one. That's it, eh? That's the whole thing there. Well, no, the name of the song is Free Up. That's it. That's it. So the rhythm is there, and then you have the hype man there just encouraging.
Yeah, but that's
what speed?
The very young people.
He building climax. He doing exactly the same thing, you know, it would have been done if it wasn't word. And then he started to get bad. Yeah. I wish I had this kind of encouragement when I do a normal work. You could imagine somebody cheering you on while you're working and trying to be productive.
Barbadian was doing that kind of stuff 3-4 years ago for the carnival. I am saying that the young people are not fed up of their own self. You see, the problem is that because everybody feel everything good, we reach a point where there is no. I just hear people start to talk about that good and what is that and what is that. They're over 30.
But why are you telling people how to art? Isn't that the point of art?
Well, yeah, but you see, you understand.
No, I don't. I really honestly can't understand.
If the culture is the culture, and
which they are still single-handedly destroying.
No, but that's not the point.
They ain't set no real standards.
No,
you have invisible judging criteria. So
no, well, it must.
Why are conveniently having standards?
You know, we also have the director culture. Is the most worrying work it have in the world, you know.
In the world.
You can't have a director culture.
Because culture
has your own direction.
That's right.
You understand? Mm-hmm. The development of the people will think how the culture. So the director culture, one. The minister culture. The culture division. And the Ministry of Arts and Multiculturalism.
Do you remember when we came up with our definition for culture as opposed to tradition?
Exactly, and we don't understand one is morphing.
That took us about 2 hours to come up with a definition.
Because we were being overextended by stupidity. and there's the problem with when saying so salty and them may well invent the thing, may well invent where we should have been. May well invent we should have skipped the thing that caused we to say only one speed.
I strongly suspect that, actually he was the one that had us doing your speed. But I strongly suspect that in the future you could actually take the works of Salty and study it when it comes to understanding the rhythms of Caribbean music, soca/calypso music.
But that when you play that's when you play the
because
Barbadian used to sing that.
He is in essence doing with his voice or his mouth, you know, the same thing that the soca or the brass, the use of the brass in soca music, have been doing.
You see,
pretty much been doing.
We don't understand that these people who doing the thing is a process. We have a bag of robotic control by computer and so on. These people have a different attitude to the things around them. They have inherited a music that was made for one set of people to be in charge of the rest. Breaking that glass ceiling is
for profit.
Right. The breaking that glass ceiling is where we are now. You understand? Yeah. And I tell you, Salty, and that might well be the way.
Well, I think the works of this young man, and you know, at the end of the day, he know the audience he catering to, he know what they like, and it's been working for him.
But it must work,
and
because there
very
is a freedom.
liberating.
There is a freedom.
Yeah.
And once inside of all these rules they have, there is a freedom.
I don't even think he probably deliberately did it. If you understand what I mean.
Sit down home and
he just did what
he was mocking all this thing where they say serious and it had rules and
No, like I said, they started recording what happened in the fest and realized this dude, this man mashing up place.
Exactly.
You understand? And now, you know, it's something that
it happens because I tell you, that glass ceiling is the problem. The problem. But it's like Panorama. But anyway,
let me not do that.
Because Tony Williams and them, and in our previous time, George Goddard and them, the music was invented for we to jump up at a particular speed so we could go for the 2 days. All them days where they fighting at it, but find 2 days. Half of the time, the first time we do night mass, nobody ain't come out Tuesday till about 4:15, you know.
Really?
Because men didn't know where the calves was. and we were thinking to pan.
Right. Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
Now, truck, which not getting tired, 40 miles per hour faster than pan. They do not understand, and they don't understand that the man had to be a particular way because the music a particular way. You feel we could jump up at that speed with all that velvet with George Billy and them were walking about with? The music was invented, pan music. They got have Panorama from now till they're dead. But they go have to have it in June. Go
because
away.
There's no space where it has nothing to do with the carnival anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Go away.
I understand.
And
that.
what you do to add more facets, add it pan with brass, pan with violin, pan with Indian music.
Unless
various features. And you could form
no, unless we start using the pan and subtreating it as a separate entity to the carnival and to the soca / calypso
they
music.
can't have Panorama.
Unless you start, well, you go on a different thing.
like,
but you don't send me down this road with Panorama, please.
But I am saying it shouldn't have that.
I understand why you're saying it as well.
June.
But I'm saying maybe what if,
what I need to do is
if
have
they come up with something where the pan music is back in the carnival,
could play on the road.
Then it can play on the road.
Exactly.
And it makes sense having pan in the carnival season.
Exactly.
But
And
right
then,
now
and,
the Panorama is really there's no connection. Nothing at all. Nothing.
It had nothing to do.
connection.
Right. So that what I'm saying is that they had to invent something. Pan essentially was invented to get music on the road for carnival. Drum, tambo bamboo, iron, rhythm, hub and all kind of thing. Pan. When we hit pan, Calypso not playing the thing. Of course it had badge on it because men were thieving pan because nobody respect that.
Yes. Yes.
For them to assume that it can't have no carnival without pan mean that them feel that the problem with pan was Calypso. You understand?
I understand what you're saying.
So that
Just like with Salty, you feel the problem with you can't have a soca song without actual words, without building, talking about wine and jam or whatever.
Ask Michelle what was his position with Carnival's color. And they so believe in that it get ingrained like a toenail. Okay, wake up in morning and make a skeleton of a man's collar. All the ribs was in color. And when? And the year before when he had the black and white mass, Midnight Rubber and the boys. They block him at the gate. And but the point is, pan was invented to play for carnival.
Yeah.
And they did not sit down. They didn't walk out a way to play. They
I mean,
they want to beat pan.
It's like the
Come out with
monkeys.
20 men.
Sprang. It's like the experiment with the monkeys. We're doing things because that's what we were taught. That's what we learn. And when you tell me different, like you don't understand, you know the experiment I'm talking about, when they're the monkeys, they put the banana and the ladder, one going up, you wet down everybody, second one going up, wet down everybody. You start removing till when they start to go up, before they even get wet, everybody start to beat up each other because they know everybody going to get wet. So don't go up there. They start replacing the monkeys, a whole new set of monkeys in the bin now. And they just automatically beat up anybody who going up on the ladder. They've never experienced getting wet. They're just doing it because that's what they were taught to do from the last but, right? So it's the same logic that is the same concept then that applies, that we're doing certain things when it comes to the music of Trinidad and Tobago, when it comes to the culture of Trinidad and Tobago. We're just doing it because that's what we're taught to do, and that's fine, but is it really applicable now?
It have rules. You see, they don't understand.
Yeah, but you can't. Why are there rules to art? Why are you telling people now how to art? Is it only because that you are now gaining through money, there's monetary gain to it, why you need to set rules and boundaries?
That's not why they need to set rules. Everybody feel them invent the world. Every generation feel if wasn't for them. You understand? So when we start to say, well, why we can't get sheet metal and make it, have a thing called the Jomo line.
The what?
Jomo line. Tenor, electronic tenor made by Jomo Watus. That you could plug it into a PA system and it could play music like normal music. No, I am saying I understand that in terms of pan. Because we now start to talk
amplifying the actual
electronic instrument and all kind of guitar and foot and men doing what they're doing and so on. Them I did that. You see, we don't understand unless we understand the purpose of the thing we inherit. We go lost sight of what we're doing.
Yeah. Let me just carry back to that definition. It took us. I remember we had a session and it took us a while because I asked Sprang what was the difference between tradition and culture. And in the moment, then we realized, it's very vague and people just use both words, all how. And it took us about 2 hours of discussion and reasoning and pen and pencil.
All kind of things.
Phone calls. And we end up at the end of the session concluding, one must initiate a custom to be practiced, which in time, which we discussed was a very important part of it, which in time will establish a tradition. That is culture. One must initiate a custom to be practiced, which in time will establish a tradition. That is culture.
So you don't understand practice of the tradition.
So this may very well what Salty and the boys
Bejan used to do it. Bejan do it before.
Eventually or will through time, the tradition of it through time may in fact become your culture.
Yeah. You see, the problem is that we like the
control.
Everybody like
and them know.
And like two things that happen in the Caribbean that worry me. You don't live till you're dead. When I say live till you're dead, if you're in charge of something,
you're not letting go of that
you're also letting nothing new come in.
And it's not like you're trying to learn or trying to improve it or trying because your standard in life is not, you're not even raising your own personal standards within yourself. You're still the same dotage person you was 10 years ago. You ain't even trying to improve yourself. Far less of what you're doing to an industry. Or
you could be
culture.
Once you do X amount of years,
you want to do it the same way because that's how you know it to be.
They still want me to teeth drum.
Life could evolve and you still doing it the same way because that's all you know. Well, know something new now. It has something new happening all the time. Know something new now. You're wild with them, man. Of course, man.
No, but you had to go there else it ain't gonna change. We in a mad rush to be stupid. I don't understand. I had a whole discussion. With big men who they find it should have brassorama. I say it didn't have brassorama because it had plenty brass men, It had brassorama because brass was that we was using that. So we was using that. We have no reason to use it now.
Yeah.
Yamaha and them have brass on synthesizer.
Yep.
And we had to pay $30 to $3,000 a session for a brass line in our tune.
Yeah. It costs a lot now if you want to do brass.
Exactly. But you want brasso, you find a bring back brassorama.
Because
That's
it's reminiscent to you.
That's the only thing that could save the only thing that could save the carnival, they tell me, is if they bring back brassorama. I say, but if brassorama could save the carnival, it means that if we did keep brassorama, we should have saved the carnival. I said, nobody ain't evolved into nothing. Nobody ain't evolved into nothing. I say in the middle, I say nobody are telling PSA nothing. We had with brass thing in PSA. PSA want to build house all that time with brass. Brass me brass. Keep house. House are done. And brass gone. They talk about, oh, we have no respect for open spaces. No respect for open spaces. We have no respect for time. You're running out of time and space.
You got respect for effort.
Exactly. We have no respect for time. The men and them who used to do the very thing we want back, the men and them who used to do it dead. And you ask them nothing, and all of a sudden you can't resurrect. This reincarnation and resurrection you want is dead people you have to bring back on the line.
Only Christ coming back Monday.
Nah, it's tomorrow.
Oh, so yeah, it's a Sunday.
Yeah. Remember, although he rose again on the third day, he rose again according to the scriptures. Is Friday, Saturday, Friday evening, Saturday evening, and before Sunday evening he gave up and died 2.5 days. But it's on the third day he rose again according to the scriptures. The same scriptures will tell you on the third day that give you the story with 2 days. You have a day missing, and that is the day we all are we living in, and want all kind of things that used to happen. I find if them find gas costing too much, they go find they should license donkey cat again.
Sprang the balloon, please.
Not so it does go.
It is
you have to work out that we should Skype should be cheaper.
It's wrong.
You understand?
Skype should run license again.
You want donkey cat license again. But they have to get a motorized donkey. Donkey can't take that pressure.
Yeah, they could do that. They could talk that up.
The size of donkey knows how to inhale all them carbon monoxide. They're sure to live for 4 years.
Sprang, goodbye.